welcome back, my enlightened ones. How is everybody tonight? It's going to be a fun night. So let me jump over to chat and say hi to everybody. We have Adam, of course, and Shani, and Sarah's somewhere. She's going to be helping behind camera tonight. We're actually going to do a little scavenger hunt upstairs in the attic at the end of this. So anyway, looking for a ball to see how good the Dowsing Rods are. Julie, welcome. I believe Carrie's in here as well. I'm not sure if Penny's going to be joining or not, and there'll be a few others, I'm sure. So it's going to be a fun night. I'm actually going to teach you to show you how the rods work on finding water. I'm actually going to show you how they work on feeling auras of people, which is really cool. So I'm going to show you a few demonstrations of using them once we get going here. So let me jump back over to stream. So thank you guys so much. And if you're just stumbling across my channel, thanks for joining us, and just give us a like and just get this stuff out there, because I'm trying to get my content out there to get more lovely people like you. So anyway, so let's get this rocking and rolling, shall we? Okay, so we gotta go up to my banners here. Haha! Dowsing Rods 101, Aqua, finding water, also known as water witching. So the history of the dowsing rods. Dowsing rods are believed, or dowsing is believed to have begun in the 16th century in Germany, where it has known, there's another word I get to screw up. Here we go. This is known as the Wunschenschroot, yeah, I guess so, which means wishing rod. The practice originally was used to find metals in the ground. So I'm going to read this to you real quick here, guys. So dowsing, in general terms, is the art of finding hidden things. Usually this is accomplished with the aid of a dowsing stick, rods, or pendulum, also known as divining, water witching, doodle bugging, never heard that one, and other names. Dowsing is an ancient practice whose origins are lost and long forgotten in history. However, it is thought to date back at least 8,000 years. Wall murals estimated to be about 8,000 years old, discovered in Tisli caves in North Africa, depict tribesmen surrounding a man with a forked stick, possibly dowsing for water. Artwork from the ancient China and Egypt seem to show people using forked tools in what might have been dowsing activities as well. Dowsing may have been mentioned in the Bible, although what? Music's too loud. Okay, let me get the music. Okay. Is that better? It should be better. Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right, so artwork from ancient China and Egypt seems to show people using forked tools in what might have been dowsing activities. Dowsing may have been mentioned in the Bible, although not by the name, when Moses and Aaron used a rod to locate water. Unambiguous written accounts of dowsing come from the Middle Ages, when dowsers in Europe used it to help find coal deposits. In more modern times, dowsing has been used to find water wells, mineral deposits, oil, buried treasure, archaeological artifacts, even missing people. How the dowsing rod technique was first discovered is not known, yet those who practice it are unwavering in their affirmations that it does work. So here is a man that is actually water witching here, which is kind of cool. And here it is into the 1800s, I'm sure, or maybe even before that. And here they are water witching here, or looking for mineral deposits, or whatever they are looking for. All right, so let me just jump over to chat real quick again, just make sure everybody's accounted for. Okay, super. All right, let's carry on, shall we? All right, so in the 19th century, dowsing was brought to America by homesteaders and farmers who used the technique in an attempt to locate the best places to put water wells, or also looking for deposits on their land. When used to find water, dowsing is sometimes referred to as witching for water. And again, this is what this woman is doing here. Hey, she's Victorian. She's water witching here, so that's pretty cool. And again, another form of dowsing, your pendulums. I have several here in my hand. These are my babies. This is Scarlet here in the middle. This is Agora here, and this is Chris. Chris? Yes. They tell me their names. So anyway, so that's kind of cool. All right, so during the Vietnam War, some Marines even attempted to use divining rods to find tunnels in weapons. So that's kind of cool. In modern times, the practice of dowsing has mostly fallen out of favor. Nowadays, water engineers can use technology like seismic water finding to locate water. This is when the sound wave is sent through the ground and returning signals picked up by the antenna away by via map on depth of thickness of the data that is returned to them. However, some farmers still rely on dowsing to find water sources today, particularly in the UK. Some water companies in the UK even use dowsing rods in locators to actually find broken pipes in the pipeline. I thought that was interesting. All right. Although the practice has come under intense scrutiny, of course, anything good has to go away in recent years. What are dowsing rods used for? Ta-da! What are they used for? Dowsing rods can be I can't say the word. Oh my God. Theoretically, there we go, used to locate any materials or objects that you want to find. I have found lost keys. I have found money. I have found burial grounds where there's no graves, unmarked graves. So that's what I'm looking for. I found spirit. I've actually found negative entities with them. They will point and tell me where they are. So they're really quite magnificent. By far, dowsing rods are also known as divining rods, more commonly used to find water and sometimes oil. Let's see here, but you can also use them to locate precious metals like gold. I have to try that one. I told Shane we should take out his metal detector and I should use my divining rods and find an area and see if his metal detector picks up something when my divinings go to. That's my test I'm going to try this summer. So, but you can find precious metals such as gold, silver, platinum, as well as base metal irons. In the past, dowsing has even been used in the attempt to locate bodies. Yes. Okay. So here are some. So basically, your witching rods, they were made of wood, and depending on what tree, which we'll talk about in a moment, okay, and depending, like for instance, willow would be a good tree to douse for water. We actually have a stick that we sell in Maine. It's kind of a joke, but it actually does work, and it's kind of a form of a dowser. It's just a stick, okay, that is on a board, and you hang it up. And depending on the moisture in the air, okay, the stick will actually drop. The more moisture is in the air, and when the stick drops down, it's telling you there's a lot of moisture in the air, and it's probably going to rain. So it's kind of not quite the same thing, but it is a form of dowsing. So depending what you're looking for, I would use willow personally because willow, if you know willow trees, they will find your septic, they will find your well. No problem. So they're good at reacting. God rest his soul. We actually had a friend that just passed this last year. He was one of our ghost groups, and he went around and he was so good with divining. He'd use his fingers. He didn't even have to use divining rods. He would just go around and just rub, and he could feel and know where to go. So that's really, when you get really good into stuff, like I said, your gifts grow. They don't just stay in and that's it. You continue to grow. The more you practice, the more you grow. All right. Fine dowsing and divining rods. Okay, these are kind of funky ones here. Hey, look at those. These are more for picking up frequencies. These are used more for picking maybe auras. I'm going to show you how to read Shane's aura here in a moment. These are called bobbers. not great picture, but bobbers is another form of water witching. When you walk slowly and the bobber feels that there's water below, it starts bouncing up and down, almost like you got a fishy on the line. Okay, so finding dowsing or divining rods, you can use natural items as for dowsing. Divining rods such as tree branches or sticks. Often diviners are forked sticks, as I said. Here they are again. From trees such as willow, birch, peach, and witch hazel. Look for a stick that has a fork with branches on equal length or either end of the fork. And again, you can cut these to be equal length. If you do not want to use a forked stick, you can use a coat hanger. This is how most people do. You want to use copper, and the reason why you want to use copper is because copper is one of the better elements to use. It's second most conductive metal on Earth. So why not use it? I've always had wonderful luck. I have had these, and you can tell by the rust and everything on them. I have had these probably about a good 15 years. I call them rowan. There's a tree called rowan. That's the name they told me they were. I'm sure the wooden handles are just pine, but anyway, they wanted to be called rowan, so these are called rowan. Um, so, if you want to use a stick, you're more than welcome to. You can buy them and purchase them at New Age stores. You can buy them on Amazon. They're relatively cheap. This pair, I think, was like maybe $13, but with COVID and everything, they're probably 105 now. So, but anyway, they're basically simple. You don't even need to have handles. Just cut one coat hanger. You cut off from the top, take the hook off, and then cut it in the middle, and then they're already basically just bend them a little bit, and you want to hold them loosely in your hands so they can start responding to you. So again, if you want to cut the coat hanger, you can do that as well. You can also use wire rods at equal length. I cannot talk tonight. Or a pendulum made especially for dowsing from, like I said, the New Age stores or whatever. Some divining rods have an L shape on each end. As you can see, this is actually an L shape because it's going into the handle here, so that's my L shape. No, it's a 7. No, it's an L. Okay, sorry. I can't help myself sometimes. All right. Hold the rods at arm's length away from your body. Ta-da! I'm going to stop right here because I'm going to jump over to chat and I'm going to correct something in this that's not right. So, hello, Chris. Great to have you, my love. We missed you. Jasmine's here. Yay, Jas. I have a nod here. And Adam, of course. And I believe Sarah's on. And Shane. And I believe Harry's in here. And Jujubee's in here. My Judy. So, anyway. All right, I'm going back. So, they're telling you how to use the rods, but the first thing you need to do, and you've heard me say it over and over again, bless your shit. It's so simple. I got blessing oil. This blessing oil is actually it is from Israel. I usually bless my own oil, but why not use it? And it smells like roses. I love roses. And again, roses is the sanctity of Mother Mary. So again, why not do it and get the best reading you can? And that way you're not going to have something upstairs when I go up there and that's going to mess around with them. But the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to actually work in my kitchen, and I will let anybody know that is we pretty well null and void the energy upstairs as far as it being really negative up there now. But I know there are some people that can chat here that are sensitive and have a few things that might even be up in the attic and don't want to connect with that. And I will warn you before we head up, so please hang on, guys. Okay. So again, bless them. I bless these in the name of whatever, love and light. I bless these in the name of Yahweh. I bless these in the name of Zeus. I don't care. As long as it's something positive, okay? You're telling anything negative to stay the hell away from that stuff. Okay, so that's important. So basically, you want to hold them at arm's length, and you want to hold them about 6 to 9 inches apart. I prefer 6. These are short ones, but if they're longer ones, you might want to hold them a little bit further apart, depending on the length of them, because sometimes you just take out an arm, or you hit your hand, or something will get in the way. Like for instance, let's see, try. Where's Shane sitting? Show me where Shane's sitting. Show me where Shane's sitting. Okay, so see that they're reacting. They're actually pointing to the living room. Okay, so they're already being reactive for me. The right one's more reactive than the left one, and I got to put some WD-40 or something in there to make it more spontaneous. All right, so again, hold them at arm's length. You can play a game with these, which is a lot of fun, which I am going to be doing upstairs tonight. But you can actually have somebody hide something, which we're going to do tonight, and I'm going to see if I can find it. I have lost keys, and it's funny because it was a couple, and I was helping them, and they had a huge fight, and the guy wanted to leave, and he couldn't find his keys, and I came over with these exact divining rods, and it was nighttime, mind you, and also fall. And I kept going to a tree out back. They kept bringing me to this damn tree. So I'm digging underneath the tree, thinking that the woman got mad and threw the keys out there. And I'm digging underneath the leaves, and I'm looking for them. I'm looking for them. Couldn't find them. I went back the next day, and yes, I'm a smoker. And I was on their deck, and I was about 10 feet up in the air. And I'm looking at that tree, because these don't fail me very often. And I kept staring at the tree, and it's like, why were you taking me there? And may God strike me dead if I am lying to you. I looked up the tree, and keep in mind I'm about 10 feet up in the air on the back deck, okay? And I'm looking up the tree, starting at the base of it, and I'm going up the tree, and I'm going up the tree, and I'm going up the tree, and now I'm 10 feet up in the air, eye level with me, still going up the tree, going up the tree, going up the tree, about another 10 feet. Well, probably another 5 feet. I'd say 5 feet. I looked, and I went down, and there was this one branch that caught my attention, and I swear the keys were hanging on the branch of the tree. So they did find them, and the crazy part is that they were on the branch of a tree where there was sticks, which means that you would have had to break the branches on the tree to get the keys to where they were, okay? But they were still intact. So something supernatural stuck them there to cause this huge fight and blowout that happened. But anyway, it's insane. I have a crazy life, but that is something I swear that did happen. Excuse me. Sorry. So anyway, so that was interesting. So money, I've lost money, and I kept, it's so simple. Is my money on the first floor? If you live in a 2-story, 3-story house, you can ask, is my money on the first floor? They're going to respond because I have money here in the house right now. Okay, so they're telling me, yes, my money's on the first floor. Where are they located? Point in the direction where my money is. Give it a second. The left one's doing it already. The right one is being a little slow to respond. Again, I need WD-40. There we go. Okay, so they are pointing to the living room where my pocketbook is. So they are right again. So these things are really quite amazing. Like I said, they took me to my purse, and I checked my purse several times, but they kept leading me back to my purse, and I ripped the whole thing apart and finally found the money. I put it in a pocket I didn't even know I had in there, so it's kind of crazy. All right. So basically 6 inches apart. You want to keep the rod steady as you walk as much as you can. Okay. Have a visual in your head of what you're looking for, how the rods work. People, are they magical? Are you magical? Some people are more open. So if it doesn't work for you the first time, like I said, practice, practice, practice makes perfect. The more you do this, the more you open yourself up, and the more information, and the more you're connecting with the copper elements of your rods, and you'll start getting more responses. How I feel they work, I've had a conversation, okay, with lovely things. They tell me that they actually connect to your subconscious, which is your higher consciousness, your Christ consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, your higher self, your soul, your that knows, that's in touch with the Akasha records, which is another class I'm going to teach, the magnetic field of the earth and what it holds. but as above, so below, we have a magnetic field in our bodies as well, and these can also detect that as well. I can find ley lines. I will ask, this is how I find the ley lines. You've seen me do it when I do a ritual. I want to know where a ley line crosses because that's going to be the center of my circle. Okay, apparently I'm kind of sitting on one because they just crossed on me. So that explains a lot. I always feel energy here, and I always have my little zippy zoo fairy buddies around me. Okay, so hold them at arm's length, walk slowly. And the biggest thing, when you tell somebody to do something psychically, they center yourselves. Take that breath, ground yourself, see the roots coming out, and relax. The spirit world is controlled by your emotions, okay? And I can't stress this and I can't teach this enough. When you have something negative around you and you're giving that emotion a burst of, oh my God, what the hell do I do? I'm scared, I'm out. And you stop biting your fingernails and everything, you're feeding it. You hear me say it. You don't have power here. Get out of my house. You don't, and I control things by being that. It's bullying the bully back. The same with doing anything. I'm going to be teaching a class on spinning a pinwheel with a glass over it by using psychokinesis, the power of my brain. Okay, I can do that as well. But there's also thermokinesis too, which is this is a controversy too that the heat's building up in the glass jar. And anyway, thermal, you know. So anyway, I'm a little off track. So the divining rods are awesome. Copper, I do prefer. I have used. We use Sarah's upstairs. They have the light and the stick. Those are awesome. They're very extremely receptive. But if you're starting for the first time, I know most of you people in here have done this, but for anybody that who hasn't, I do recommend copper. If you don't want to invest, again, use the coat hanger, cut it up. You can easily YouTube it and see how to make one. Um, it's the more you do it, and it's about being relaxed. It's not about, oh my God, it's about take those breaths. People forget to breathe because we're in autopilot. Okay, so take those breaths. You're going to see me do it tonight, so I will demonstrate for you. So this is going to be a lot of fun, guys. I'm almost through this. So if you're using a Y-shaped rod, such as your water witching, the ones that you saw here, these are the puppies over here. Oink. Okay. Some people actually, something just shot up in front of me. Some people actually use them with crystals wound around them as well. Again, the crystals helping to conduct energy through the copper. In fact, if you ever make a magic wand, which will be another class, a true magic wand actually will have a copper line running through the middle of the stick. Okay. Copper is a wonderful conductor of electricity and tapping into that, and it's just so amazing. So if you are using the Y-shaped rods, as I said, these puppies over here, they should be pointed upward at a 45-degree angle. This will ensure you are able to get a good reading of the area. If you're using L-shaped rods, you should be holding the bottoms by the L. Okay, we're going to demonstrate that in a minute. Okay, so I have actually seen some people hold, say, pretend that this isn't, this is a Y branch, okay? Some people will hold them this way, okay? I actually prefer holding them this way if you're water witching. And then, of course, some people will hold them the regular way like this. I've actually seen them when they're walking, instead of the stick pointing down to the ground to say where the water is, there's a man, he's on YouTube, I forgot his name because that's how I roll. Anyway, but he actually, it will slam up onto his shoulder when he gets over a spot. That's how it responds. So don't, just because I'm telling you this is the way it works, it can be different for depending on how everybody receives differently. Okay, we all have different receptors. I'm clairaudient. I'm good at hearing voices. I'm empathic. I'm good at feeling stuff. But other people are more clairsentient, or cognitive, where they can see the future. And I'm a kind of a mixed bag. I kind of, depending on how the planets will line up. I had coffee that day and meditated. So it all depends because your energy is always flexing, and that's, with the ebb and flow of life. Okay, that's the Tower card of enlightenment in the tarot deck. That's the Tower. That's that ebb and flow in life that goes on there, enlightenment. And so when you start learning how to do these things, it's really quite cool because, like I said, we do paranormal research and we use different forms of equipment, and this is another form of equipment. It's just an extension of you. You don't need it, but it's an extension of you. You're consciously, just subconsciously letting it kick in, and your higher self, which is connected to everything, okay, kind of helps and starts communicating. But spirits do use the rods as well, and I do have to say that I have held the rods and I have felt things fight over them. I have felt a negative spirit fight over them with a good spirit, and it's so weird because I've been doing this for so long. I can hear the answers inside, and I can tell, no, that's not right. You're lying to me. So they do lie sometimes, but again, if you take a little holy water or holy oil, that shouldn't happen. So that's why I blessed this tonight. Okay, moving on. Let's get to the fun stuff, right? Um, let's see here. So waiting for the rods to cross or move. Once the rods detect water, the butt end of the stick should rotate and be pulled downwards towards the ground. That is with the Y shape. That's with bees. But again, I've seen a man and it actually slaps up in the opposite direction, like it's hit a brick wall, and it's just kind of crazy how it works. All right. It may also help to visualize the water under the earth as you walk over the areas with the rods. You may picture a stream or body of water in your mind as you hold the rods to help let the rods know when you are looking for. I do a thing, and some of my friends here in chat do a thing called remote viewing. Without even having to be at a property, I can basically kind of tell you how it's laid out. I can tell you where certain things are that might be a problem. And this is really cool because when you visualize, you're making that connection with the water in the ground. Even though you may not be near the water, you're still making that connection with the water. So again, using that childlike mind, be that 4-year-old, and use that imagination of yours and just picture, oh, I'm going towards the water, and be loosey-goosey with it. Don't be, brain scanners that are trying to blow somebody's brain up. Be loose, be relaxed. That is how it works. The more open you are, the more receptive you are. That's the key to all of this, okay, for tonight. So looking for a lost object, another reason why to use them. Relax and visualize the lost objects. Tonight I will be doing it. It will be a rubber ball, so I will be visualizing the rubber ball. I'm going to ask Sarah to let me see it first. I'm not going to touch it, but I want to see it. So relax, visualize the object. You can use the dowsing rods to locate objects and the items that you've lost, such as jewelry. Start by holding the rods properly in your hands, then relax and close your eyes. Visualize the objects you have lost in your mind. You may want to take a few deep breaths. Again, taking those breaths, it raises your frequency to connect with the divine. Okay, and it also is grounding you by doing that. When I take a deep breath in, I picture my frequency going up, and when I actually exhale, that's when the roots come out and they go right down in the ground. 5 seconds. It's crazy how it works, but it really connects you to everything, and you start getting answers that you didn't think you could find the answers for. All right, so ask the rods to lead you to the object. I don't say, hey, Rowan, find my stuff. You can connect with them mentally. It's all consciousness. All consciousness. So you can actually, you don't have to have people look at you and they're not going to look at you crazy anyway because you put the binding rods out. But anyway, but it's better than saying, hey, let's go for a walk now. You've seen me talk to my crystals. That's the exception. I love you, baby. That's the exception. I will speak freely to them. All right, so let the rods direct you to the object. Don't fight the rods. I can actually, it's so weird because I can actually visualize which way it's going to turn before it actually starts turning. It wants to go to the right again. But anyway, but I can actually visualize it turning before it actually starts to turn. Yeah, I grabbed the one that's less responsive. Not holding it up. There we go. So anyway, yeah, there she goes. Yeah, I can feel it clicking down here. So this little piton here, I need to oil it. So anyway, but I can actually feel kind of, I can almost visualize which way it's going to go in my head before it actually goes that way. So again, let the rods direct you to the object, determining energy in your room. This is a really cool trick too here. Visualize the energy in the area in your room. You can use divining rods to test the amount of positive and negative energy in the area. This is really cool, guys. This is I want to do this tonight. Um, so this is known as the chi. Your chi is your aura, your energy, your life force. So you can test the chi in the room. Okay. You may decide to test the energy levels in your home, your office, or in your garden, and do this by entering the room, holding the rods, then close your eyes and try to visualize the chi and the energy of the room and the flow of the energy in it. Try to picture the energy path that flows throughout the entire room or area. Don't worry if you are not able to do this, as the rods will help you determine energy flow path. The divine rods can help you trace the flow of chi. You can then make adjustments to set up the room or space, okay, for the chi to flow, okay. Called feng shui, okay. So you want that natural energy. I do this several times a year. It's kind of hard in here because I'm so packed in here, as you can see, my turkey feather back there, and I get a lot of stuff in here. But I try to rearrange furniture at least once every 6 months because it's good. It gives a new flow of energy to go through the room as well. So that's kind of a good thing to do. Ask the rods to lead you to the energy path. You can do this verbally or internally. As I said, you don't have to sit there and look like a cuckoo puff talking to your rods. You can just snort it like a pig. Wow. Meow. I'm a cat. All right. This will allow you to communicate your intent to the rods. Okay. Let the rods lead you to these areas. Follow and feel the pull on the tugs that you may be feeling. Um, Sometimes the energy is so intense it will actually feel like your whole hand's moving with it, so it's kind of crazy. Um, I have been zapped by them before. Sarah's been zapped too. Um, it's only happened once to me. I was holding the rods and just this energy came through and it was like almost like when somebody um drags their feet across the carpet and then goes up to you and touches you or boops your nose. You get that. Shane does it all the time in the wintertime. I need to kick the butt. So anyway, but that was what the zap felt like. It was an electrical charge, is what it was, and Sarah has felt the same thing. So if you notice that you're walking in circles, if you're led, the rods seem to be walking in circles. You may then reposition the rods in your hands and repeat your intention and do them again. I do, and Sarah does it as well, what I call resetting the rods or centering the rods. So say I've asked a question and it gave me the answer, okay? Sarah shakes her rods, okay? You'll see me do this. I do what's called the dry rub in Reiki when I'm working on people. When I'm done, my friends in chat do it. We do what's called the dry rub. It's to get any sick energy or negative energy off of us that may have been absorbed through my hands while doing Reiki. I do the same thing with my rods. I take it and then throw it. Usually I try to visualize it as I'm touching it, then I'm mutating the energy of it and making it positive again. So again, but it shouldn't be an issue because I have this. But Sarah, you'll see Sarah, okay, or we'll ask the spirits, can you please reset the rods? And sure than crazy, they will do it. They will reset the rods so they're straight ahead again. So it's really nice how they're doing. But again, so don't be afraid to reset the rods. And again, this isn't word here. This is my way. It's not my way of the highway, okay? So let's go have some fun. So what I'm going to do is, Sarah, you got the other camera? Oh, This one right in front of my face. Backwards. Okay, Sarah's coming down now. There she is. Okay, so she's got the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually close out of this camera because we're done with this camera altogether. Oh, here, I just wanted to show you a couple more things here. So this is actually an old-fashioned dowsing kit here for finding minerals and stuff. I thought that was kind of interesting. This, I believe, is an aura dowser. You hold the black handle part, and as you walk closer, the bar will either go up or down. So anyway, so those are them. So that's it. So I'm going to join them in the other room. So I'm going to remove this camera and give me 1 second, and I'll be right out in the kitchen and see you there.
Hello. I was over here with the pretty fountain. Yeah.
So was my drum. This is my neighbor's project, guys. Sarah brought me home a Goodwill drum the other day. It's actually a barrel drum from Africa, and I'm redoing it. I've actually just Mod Podged all these little cocoa pellies all over it, and it was just painted the whole thing black. And anyway, so that's my project I'm working on, and then I have to make living ones for people. So,
Hi, Dahlia.
that is a change. Be so kind. I'm going to see it on this. Okay, so you're going to stand about right here. Okay, so what I want you to do is take the breath in, let it out, and one more time. And this time when you let it out, put your pushing your aura out with it. Okay, it's safe, it's love. So when it's safe and love to all out. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to say it out loud. Look like a big person because that's how I roll. Ronan. We're going to feel where Shane's energy is. Feel this. Do you understand me? Cross, do you understand, please? That left one's not very responsive. Okay, so there's my cross. There's my yes. Thank you. Can you reset, please? Okay, see they're resetting. Reset, please. Thank you so kindly. Left one, reset, please. That one, I need to oil it or something. There we go. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to walk slowly now towards Shane. And they're either going to cross as you just saw them, or they're going to go like this. They're going to push out away from Shane's energy, okay? So I'm slowly push your energy towards me, Shane. I'm going to slowly walk forward. Trying to keep them 6 inches apart, and they're balanced. They're starting to spread now. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I am at Shane's energy field right now. Shane, you're going to do it towards me, okay? Give me 1 second. I'm going to finish this my
Cross. Yes. Yes. Yes.
They just got a yes.
Okay, straighten out.
Yep, find that energy field. So, over to there. Okay, so Shane just hit my energy field.
So yours is really fun.
So I pushed it way out, of course.
Cool.
I do Reiki, so I'm really good at pushing out my energy field. I do it.
Get our noisy water drinker over here.
So, I'm going to show you another way. This is water, as you see. Okay, that's water. It's only water you can tell
In cranberry bottle.
Yes, yes. Cranberry water. Granted, I know where the water is, but I just want to give you an idea, okay, of how this works. Okay, so say I'm outside. All right, I'm looking for a water source. Okay, Rowan, I'm looking for the bottled water. Do you understand? Okay, so there's my yes. Okay, so Rowan understands. Okay, reset, please. Can you show me where the bottled water is? Okay. Like I said, the left one's sticky. It's like, that's how my brain works. I got a fast side and then I got a really slow. Okay, so I'm gonna pay attention to this rod over here that's being more receptive, okay? So now I know I need to go in this direction. It's pointed me into this direction. So say I'm looking for the water now. I want you to cross when I come to the water, walking slowly, keeping my hand steady, and coming near the water, so they should actually start crossing now. Give them a second, and there they go. Okay, so now even the left one responded. Okay, and if you look, I'm directly above the water bottle here. Okay, so that these things really, really are amazing. So that's just a couple of ways to use them. Again, you can use them to find lost artifacts, dinosaur bones, maybe the body in the basement. Let's go upstairs, shall we? What we're going to do is we're going to shut the camera just down for a second because we don't have a very lovely hallway and it's kind of gross.
Well, we have to set up.
At this point, like I said, I've muted the energies upstairs. If you guys want to continue watching, anybody that's kind of really sensitive to energy, because this is my haunted museum, our haunted museum that's up here, and it has a lot of incredible beings up there, but they have been... the negative ones have been
We're going to the
contained.
positive side.
We're going to the positive side, so that the happy side.
All right.
So give us 10 seconds to get up there, guys. Don't go away.
Yeah, we got to set up. All right, we're coming in. Here we are. All right, so I've set up an experiment. There's a bouncy ball, and it's an eyeball. Oh, we can't see. Hold on, the glare. Hold on. I have to turn this off. It's an eyeball, and it's a bouncy ball. So, I'm going to turn the flashlight back on. Woo, we can see again. So, essentially, Shane's going to be the bouncy ball holder. I'm going to be the distractor, which means I'm going to be walking around filming, making it so you have no idea where Shane hides the bouncy ball.
Shouldn't I leave the room? Do you have glasses?
Yes, I do have those. Hold for 2 seconds.
I need my... Though I take my glasses and I pretty much can't see anyways. Eyes when we're hiding. Yeah. Right, that's what I'm saying. So, okay.
You're on camera.
I didn't grab a flashlight. You know what? Just close your eyes because I can't see out there. It's dark. All right, I'll just close my eyes.
Just close your eyes.
You're ready.
Okay. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around so you can't tell what haunted doll he places the bouncy ball with.
Okay.
And then you're going to use the dowsing rods like a little scavenger hunt to find the bouncy ball. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
You ready?
So you close your eyes.
All right.
Oh, and she dropped it. That's okay. You can pick them up afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to walk around. Make it so you don't know where we're putting the bouncy ball. Okay, Shane, go back towards the door so that there's no distractions. Okay, stand right here with me. Okay, you can open your eyes. Okay, now use your dowsing rods.
Okay, Rowan, we're looking for the eyeball super ball. Can you point which direction it is?
Ooh, that was immediately told you what direction.
Does Alice have the ball by chance?
Well, that was quick.
She got two of them.
Oh, well, the other eyeball was just a happy accident.
But again, you can see how responsive these things were. That we can try it
funny.
again. Let's try it again.
Yeah, let's try to stump her this time.
That was just too
That was ridiculously easy.
Alrighty.
Okay, so you're going to close your eyes. Now I'm going to be rocking around too, so you're not going to have any idea. Not going to have any idea. Not going to have any idea. Na, 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 na. Oh, maybe over here. Maybe over here. Maybe over here. All right.
Okay. How am I going to be doing? Where's the ball, honey? I don't remember where the ball is. This one that doesn't work. Point to where the ball is.
It's trying to point to Shane.
What ball?
Well, which ball? Because it's pointing to the other ball you left with Alice.
Yes, okay. Sorry. Not that one. All right. We're looking for the rubber eyeball.
Ooh, it's a
the
hair.
rubber eyeball. I have a picture of it in my head. Where's the rubber
It's the rubber
eyeball?
bouncy ball. We just hit it with one
Where's
of the
rubber
dolls.
eyeball?
Tell us where it is.
Are you confused? Okay. I feel it goes to the left.
Oh. Pointing.
All right. Tell me where the ball is. Yeah. Does she have it? Yes or no? Does she have it? Does she have the ball? Does the little girl have the ball? Yes. Is it here? It's not?
Nope, but it was originally there at one point.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, let's try to find the ball.
We were gonna hide it there and then we switched it.
Let's try, okay, let's move to the next spot that they hid the ball. Can you show me where you hid the
That's
ball?
funny though that they picked that up.
Okay.
Now it's telling you. It's telling you exactly where we. That's nuts.
Wow.
Because Shane put it there and then I changed it just to be tricky.
Is it in Anna's pocket? Is it in Anna's pocket? I'm confused. I'm getting that. Ooh. Rowan, is the ball in Anna's pocket?
I think
Tell me what ball is.
I think Alice is not wanting you to find the balls.
Okay, so they're crossing over here. Is the ball in her pocket?
Yeah,
one more step.
it is in her pocket. But it's really funny because. Oh, I didn't know you had multiple. I'm so
shit.
confused.
No wonder you're confusing my dowsing rods.
I was so confused. When'd you hide a
How many
second
balls
one?
are in here? All right, so when
I thought there was only one.
Jokers that are hiding a bunch of balls around. You can see that they were actually pretty reliable. We're gonna try it one more time, guys. Okay, one ball. I'm keeping your other ball.
Somebody threw a wrench in my plan. I didn't have that plan.
You're doing great, Rowan.
There's one over there.
All right, let me see this one.
I thought it was the only one.
Okay, Rowan, look. Can you see? This is the ball we're looking for. Okay.
I didn't
You
know.
don't need to do that, little bit. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Right.
All right. Distractor. Distracting. Okay. Adam says the spirits point to the person who's the silliest.
Okay, Rowan, let's try again. You saw the ball that I'm looking for, the purple one with the eyeball. Does Alice have it again? Does Alice have the ball again? I'm getting to know. I have the ball. But the turn is going to Okay, let's turn this way. Okay. Can you point to where the purple ball is with the eyeball? Purple ball with the eyeball. Does Alice have the ball? Does the stone in front of me have the ball? So weird. I'm getting kind of.
Something's messing with you.
It is because I'm not getting a definite. I don't feel it's there. I really don't.
No, the hesitation there. The hesitation there. Something's trying. Something's trying to hide the balls.
Yeah.
Does this guy have the ball? Yeah, I got something up there that's messing with it. There it is. So, anyway, but you can see when you get good with these, like, for instance, I got a false read off of Alice, okay? But I felt it in me that was wrong. It's weird. I ask myself, and this is how I do it. Is that a yes or a no? Is it there? And if I get a yes, I get an uplift feeling that comes from my solar plexus and goes up. If I get a no feeling, I feel my solar plexus kind of dropping down into my lower regions. So, anyway, so. This is one of Hi, Alice. Hi, Alice. So next week's class is going to be in bulk. We're going to be talking about Saint Bridget. Bridget, she's actually a Celtic goddess originally that was sainted. She's really cool, and I'm going to show you what her Saint Bridget's cross looks like, and actually how to make one, except I linked in my video down on next week. We have live tomorrow night here in the Haunted Museum, and it will be snowing and storming. It's actually starting right now, so the energy should be high and crazy.
And hopefully we have internet and power.
Did you feel that? The energy just shifted. Yeah. The energy just shifted, and it's freezing cold.
Ooh, hey! Something just knocked.
It just knocked. Something just knocked.
I felt it.
Can you knock again?
We got music playing on your class, so they won't hear it as much.
Can you knock again? Anyway, so the little girl's name is, what's her name? Rebecca. Rebecca has been hanging out with me.
There was a knock, oh, that was crazy. Yeah, no, but there was a 3.
No, I heard it. It went.
Yeah, like that. Like right on the.
But it was over there, right behind that door.
It's funny. It's on the other side. It's like the negative stuff trying to.
So anyway, so this doll that you guys saw, it actually turned the coloring book page. Sarah caught it in the video doing that. Her name's Rebecca, and she's actually been hanging out with me all day. I was actually outside, and I was sitting down, and there was a shovel that was next to me, and all of a sudden the shovel just slid down the wall. And there was no reason for that. It wasn't windy out. There was no reason for that. And then I said, Rebecca, if that's you, can you do that again? And of course, nothing happened. But I told her I owe her a comic book. Not comic book, a new coloring book. So I'm going to be buying her a new coloring book because she's been really active with us, and I'm so excited to explore that doll. I can't wait to discover everything behind her. So is that cold there again? It just shifted again. Listen. Can you knock? It's weird because you can feel the energy shift and change, and you can actually feel almost like the energy starts to build, the pressure in your head.
Yeah, it is moving actually.
Something behind that curtain, I can feel it.
So anyways.
Perfect timing. So in bulk next week, it's going to be a fun class. There's a lot to learn, and it's a lot of fun actually. So look forward to that with you guys on next Thursday, regular time, 8:00. And again, see you tomorrow night on Sinister Streams Live. We will be up here in the Haunted Museum, and I hope you enjoyed your class on Dowsing Rods, and I hope you give it a try. Like I said, just be loosey-goosey with it, relax, be that 4-year-old childlike mind, picture what you're looking for, and you'll be amazed that they work. They really do when you actually tap into the energy of the universal energy. So again, thank you all for being here tonight, and I really do love you guys, and you are very, very special to me, and those aren't just words. I truly mean it from my heart. And Adam and Chris and Jasmine, I can't see chat right now, so
Julie.
forgive me. Julie and Penny, and I know Carrie is in here. Of course, Shane and Sarah up here with me, and anybody else who's joined us. God love you, Jasmine and Adam, my mods. You're amazing people, and thanks for rocking and rolling with us. And we'll see you next week. Keep shining, shine, shine, shine.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.